Well, how are you doing today? I'm doing great, thanks. My name is Andy. If you're absolutely new around here, please do hit the subscribe button, okay? Because more readings are coming all the time, and I'm sure I've got something for you here. I'm bound to have something for you here because this is an all-star signs tarot reading. We're going to do 12 cards for 12 signs, and we might do some extra cards along the way just to get some added significance. Now, it's a big week ahead of us in astrology. In a couple of days from now, we're going to have the new moon in Sagittarius. That's going to be on Monday, the 14th of December. Here in the UK, it's happening 4:16 in the afternoon. There's a solar eclipse, but it's just about getting dark then here anyway. It's a total solar eclipse though, and I guess in the States and Canada, you've got a fairly good chance of seeing something. It's very momentous. And then a week after that, on the 21st, gosh, that's so near Christmas, isn't it? It's a bit of a scary thought. Hope you've got all your Christmas stuff bought, actually, and all done with. So you can never buy too much for Christmas, can you? Might as well go out and buy more stuff. That's what it's all about. But anyway, yes, 21st of December, we've got the Saturn and Jupiter conjunction in the sky. They're going to kind of be so close to each other that it's going to look like one great big giant star beaming out very brightly in the sky. It's the first time it's really been like this since the Star of Bethlehem. And we all know what happened after that. So what will happen on the 21st? Who knows? But there'll be more readings before then. This one is focusing on the new moon in Sagittarius and the total solar eclipse that's coming up on the 14th of December. If you're watching this in the future, friends, you were drawn here for a reason. So this reading will have something to say to you about your star sign or about someone else's star sign or something. So keep it here, keep it with Andy's readings. Big thanks to everyone who's been watching the lives. It's great to connect with you that way. I am actually going to try and do one later tonight, and this is Saturday the 12th of December that I'm actually doing this, so you'll be watching this a little bit after that. You know, if I actually got away with it and it worked and you were there last night, thanks very much indeed for watching. But I really appreciate all the support I'm getting from you guys at the moment. Getting me up above the 1,000 subs is great. My videos upload really quickly. It used to take 7 or 8 hours to upload a 30-minute video, and I seem to have been allowed through some kind of YouTube gate, and now they upload in about kind of 2 to 3 hours, so I can do videos a little bit longer, go into a little bit more depth in all the star signs. But anyway, let's go over to the trusty old tarot table and see what we've got. So in this video, we're going to use the Starman Tarot. We're also going to use Ask an Angel by Tony Carmine Salerno. This is a beautiful deck. It's got great energy. This is an astonishing deck, actually, and it also has great energy, all in a whole way of its own. It really has. So let's open this beautifully made box, actually. So glad I got this deck. The images are really kind of intense in here, but you know, it's kind of worth the effort of reading them. It brings kind of something extra, something more interesting out just about all the time. It's the Starman Tarot. There are the details. David De Angelis, and it says inspired by the artworks he created for David Bowie. And in fact, at least one of the cards, which I think it's either the Fool or the Magician, I forget. Maybe it'll come up and we'll see. But one of the cards looks an awful lot like Ziggy Stardust. Anyway, there we go. Great inspiration. Cards going absolutely all over the place. I'm not a great shuffler, you know, but there we go. I kind of cut the deck in several different directions and I do my best. And I'm sure the cards that come out are the ones that are meant to come out, you know. Our spirit guides always know how we're going to shuffle. They always know what's going to come out. So I'm shuffling now and saying, give me a card, please, for the sign of Sagittarius. No, I always do that because I'm a Sagittarius, so I can't stop myself. Give me a card, please, for the sign of Aries as we kick off this reading for all star signs, which we are doing on Saturday, the 12th of December. Maybe it's going to be posted on Sunday, the 13th of December. Okay, well, the 8 of Wands fell out very much there, so we'll go with that one for the first Saggy card. Well, the main Saggy card, we'll look at some other ones and see where we get, where they take us. Do you love my do you like my orgone pyramid, or do you love it? I love it, actually. And someone gave me this orgone heart as well. I've been very lucky in recent times with being given lovely things. Anyway, right, orgonite is a great thing. It's one of those things which, a lot like the energy of the Eight of Wands, actually. It has this cosmic energy, this spiritual energy. But essentially, you know, it isn't made of crystals. These are plastic castings with kind of beautiful things inside that we've found. So they have a value beyond money, and I think they're worth good money. Anyway, yeah, the Eight of Wands, just that fact that it's the number 8 is saying as above, so below for the sign of Aries. And it's good advice for all of us, for any of us. But whatever goes on in this world is only really of any value if it's actually bigged up by having a connection to the spirit realms, and that is always how these things work. Now we can see these wands shooting up towards the sky. They're like rockets. Great big one in the middle here that's really doing it. And look, it's coming out of a tree trunk. So there is the value of grounding for you. And the wands are a very earthy suit, actually. So think about that. Think about getting grounded, because that is the way to actually reach up to the beautiful bright light in the sky here that's beaming out. We've also got this black triangle, and that's reminding me of my orgone pyramid, actually, even though this is anything but black. You see, black is it's the conjunction of all the different colours coming together. If you mix absolutely all colours together, you'll get black. You may actually remember that from your very youngest, earliest days at school, because when we were trying to mix up paint colours, I think that's what a lot of us ended up with. But Aries, this one's for you. Now, the thing to do is actually rise above whatever's going on in your life. That's really what's happening here. And that is how to get things done, yeah? So we start with this earthly connection, and we think 8, we think as above, so below. Things have got to really be married up with their eternal side, their spiritual side, if you know what I mean. And everything we do and everything that is has a spiritual side to it somewhere. I've learned that over the years. But when you think about it, you know, life on Earth, what is it actually all about? What is it actually for? I don't think we'll ever find out, to be honest. A lot of people have different ideas about it. Put your idea in the comments, by the way. I should love to know what it is. We all have so many different ideas, but I don't know if we'll ever get to the complete truth of why we're here. It's just a fact of life, you know, we are actually here. Scientists say, well, you know, anything spiritual in the explanations for things in life is absolutely crazy, absolutely insane, because there's no proof. But how, my friends, how on earth can science prove that the world is even here? In fact, even if there was nothing here, how could there even be such a thing as nothing? You know, there is some reason why we're here. There's some reason for life on this planet, and it's kind of hidden in the dark of this triangle here. So I'm seeing a fair bit of confusion here, Aries, you know, not too much that I can say concrete is actually kind of going to happen for you, but great things are going to happen for you. There's no doubt about this. So look up to the light, Aries. This is what really matters. This is where things are really going. Progress is fast when we get the Eight of Wands. It's a very good card if you're trying to get something done. In fact, even if you're not particularly trying to get something done, this shows a time when there's energy there for you to actually think of something and start doing it, or maybe even bring out an old long-term plan and see where it takes you. So we will pop that one there where you can see it. Just move my pendulum there. I'm going to have a shuffle and say, tell me more please about the Eight of Wands in this reading for the sign of Aries. Tell us more please about the Eight of Wands. Sagittarius. Oh, I'm always doing that. Aries is the sign that I'm asking for this card for. Forget Sagittarius until we get there. We'll get there in the end. Okay, so what's on top now? Princess of Wands. There it is, giving us some more kind of significance for the Eight of Wands here. We've got the Princess of Wands. 2 cards going together. So this is really bringing the divine feminine into it, isn't it? We've still got, you know, a high number in the suit of Wands here. Really powerful energy, and this shows that not only is it time to get things done, this is why it's time to get things done, because the divine feminine is actually involved in it. We've got fireworks going off all over the place here. We've got royal energy that speaks of angels, that speaks of the gods, if you will. We've got, yeah, every colour I can think of as I look at this card, actually. Very powerful energy, looks very fireworky, and we've got a sort of golden belt of hieroglyphs coming across here. And the thing about these hieroglyphs is we can't really understand them. It's some kind of language we can't understand. And this adds to the as above, so below thing that we see in the Eight of Wands here. Because we will never really understand the language of heaven, whatever that is, until we actually get there. A lot of people in this part of the world, in Wales, say that the Welsh language is actually the language of heaven. I'm not going to say too much about that, but I've noticed in just about every tradition of Christianity, the people from that country think their language is the only one that really matters, and that their language is actually what it's all about. So divine things are personal, you know, that's what I'm driving at here. Divine things are personal. And when we bring the Princess of Wands into the Eight of Wands picture here, we get these things that can't quite be understood. But the one thing we do understand is that progress is really happening, as it's shown here. And the reason we can be so sure of that from the Princess of Wands is that the divine side of things has actually shown through in the second card that I've pulled for the sign of Aries. So let's pop that one down. You may have noticed on my table I've got another deck here. This is Ask an Angel, which you might have seen in some of my readings. I use it now and again. It's by Tony Carmine Salerno, working out of Blue Angel Galleries in Australia. You can still get it, but it doesn't have this on the back anymore. It's kind of all been redesigned and it's all different. So I'm going to say, let's have an angel card, please, to tell us yet more about what's going on for the sign of Aries. We know stuff is happening. We know it's happening fast. We know that it's echoing in the heavens, that it's resonating. And we know, as with the Orgonite here, that it's nothing ordinary. It's something very much out of the ordinary. But what have the angels to say about that? I don't know. Let's cut the deck a little bit and let's shuffle a little bit more and say, tell me more about this reading for the sign of Aries. We'll turn over the top one at this point, and it's Archangel Azrael. Completion. That's what it's all about. Now that is rather good news. Now when I had the Eight of Wands just a second ago in my hand, I was saying this might be a good time to bring out an old project and actually, you know, get more done with it. Try and get where you want to be, because the divine energy is very, very strong. And of course the solar eclipse is always very, very powerful energy. So completion is possible. Completion, I would even say, is more than feasible when an archangel comes out of the deck and says so. We've got the 5-pointed star here and all around Azrael here as well. Now that is showing all the elements working together under the power, under the auspices of everything that is actually divine. So it's gone even higher than the Princess of Wands, this one. And the 5-pointed star is again saying all things are possible. We've got that number 8 there, which is a real powerful feeling about it. And we've got this idea that all things are possible. Okay, so that is the Aries reading, my friends. Main card there was the 8 of Wands, and then Princess of Wands, and then Archangel Azrael, completion. Put this one, I'm never sure where to put cards. I sort of want to put them out of the way, but not too far out of the way, because I don't know, I like my cards, and it's kind of part of the energy of the video. As we move on to the sign of Taurus and see what we've got coming out for Taurus now. Give me a card for the sign of Taurus in this reading as we come up to the new moon in Sagittarius. That's why I keep saying Sagittarius. What's the new moon in Sagittarius energy doing for the sign of Taurus? Okay, I stopped shuffling when my guides tell me to. And there, friends, is the first card. The main card in this reading for the sign of Taurus. And it's the Tower of Destruction. It's a really crazy looking Tower of Destruction as well. Number 16 in the Major Arcana. So we're well along the way in the journey through the Major Arcana, if you will. Now this card actually comes several cards after the Death card, you know. We've got Death, and then we've got Strength, and we've got some other cards in the Major Arcana coming up before we get to this one. So, Taurus, what have you actually been through that's killed off your past? It might be a little while ago now, and you might be wondering where progress is actually coming from. And the bottom line is that progress wouldn't happen until you get this kind of energy coming in, because this is in so many ways, a lot like shutting one door in order to open another. I often say that for the Strength card, actually, and we're further through it than that. But we've got the Tower. It's the Tower of Destruction. And as we we always do in one way or another, see in the Tarot for the Tower of Destruction, it's not actually killing anybody. All the characters in it look reasonably calm and composed. Look, Taurus, I reckon this is you, just standing back and taking a look at it all. These are a bit like gravestones, but they're alive, they're pulsating, they've got eyes. Look, they've got eyes down there as well. And there's this great bolt of lightning. Now, very often, when you get a Tower of Destruction situation, the feeling is one of guilt. You think, oh dear, what have I done to cause this Tower of Destruction thing? What is this all about? And that's not really a positive way of looking at this one, friends, okay? It's almost certainly not your fault. In fact, I would say it is not your fault. But it's big change. Sometimes it's not welcome change, but there's usually something welcome about it. There's usually something positive, because whatever happens here doesn't kill you, and whatever doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So that gets you so much further into the journey. Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Let's have another Starman Tarot card for the sign of Taurus to tell us some more about number 16, the Tower of Destruction, in this reading, which is all about the new moon energy coming in with Sagittarius in December 2020. Cards are getting a bit unruly there, so I'm just going to tap them down. Come on, behave, cards. They've got such wild energy, these Starman cards, they really have. If you collect decks and you haven't got a Starman deck, I should get one if I was you, because it's absolutely fantastic. It's available on Amazon at the moment. Kind of, you know, a bit close to that that C word thing that happens on the 25th of December for getting things delivered at the moment. So it might not be the best time to order one. But get your oar in, think about it, you know, put out your feelers for a Starman deck, because it's a wonderful deck. And on the top of it, for the sign of Taurus, as we go into the new moon on the 14th of December 2020, and that big solar eclipse, this is telling us more about number 16, the Tower, and it's the King of Pentacles, so we've got royal energy as well. Now, I really liked it when I saw this card, because this guy looks exactly like my driving instructor. No, sorry, my driving test examiner. And I passed my driving test first time, and I was really surprised that I did. So this character is always good news for me. I'm a Saggy, he's come up for Taurus at this time. But then it is a Sagittarius new moon that we're looking at. The King of Pentacles is someone who enjoys life, and there are great riches involved in you know, being the King of Pentacles. Obviously, not just financial riches, not just worldly wealth, but all kinds of spiritual riches, all tied up with this character here. We've got the golden pentacle. Now, is it shining light up into the cloud, or is that divine light shining down from the cloud? I would say that's the divine light shining down and lighting up our earthly pentacle, which someone has very carefully crafted and made. Now, he's on a horse here. It's a stone horse, but it's going places. Look, it's floating off the ground, so he can do just about whatever he wants. And the thing is, he's going to do whatever he wants, because he's all about abundance. And the thing about abundance is to keep it flowing. I'm always saying this, so important. The thing about abundance is actually to do your best to keep it flowing. So that means use the energy as it comes in, because there's going to be a big bang, and there's going to be more energy coming in for Taurians, I have no doubt. Okay, so let's just let's just switch decks over here a minute and pull an angel card for the sign of Taurus in this reading, which is all about the new moon energy and the big solar eclipse on 14th of December 2020. What are we going to know now about the mincing my words, what are we going to find out from the angels, please, about the 14th of December new moon solar eclipse alignment thing that's happening? Okay, we'll turn over the top card here, and here we go. Hope, or is it? No, it's children. It's the same image for both of those in this deck. So there's great hope indicated in this card as well. This is Archangel Metatron. Are you watching, guys? Metatron is so important. That word Metatron means on a par, on a level with the throne, the divine throne of God. This is someone on the level with God. He was actually lived in this world as the prophet Enoch. You can read his book in the Bible. A great, great prophet and a very powerful spiritual personage who comes around us all the time, particularly when things are coming to completion, you know, or particularly when we need a bit of a kick in the right direction to bring us further towards completion. But this card is children. That's what it's all about. So, number 16, the Tower. Well, children very often set off towers of destruction in our lives, do they not? When you have children, and I've been blessed to have two, basically it's a bit of a wild card. Each child is a wild card every day. You never quite know what's going to happen. My two would always try to avoid going to school. They knew if they left it late enough, I'd have to drive the car very fast, and I wouldn't want to do that. I actually got them to school every single day of their whole school career, unless they were ill or something, which wasn't that often. But there's always that wild card thing. I'd get up in the morning and I'd have absolutely no idea what I was going to do to get my children to school. So children, they bring a playful energy into things, you know. Tower of Destruction, very, very serious. Children, hey, playing at things a bit. King of Pentacles, very serious. Again, children playing. But isn't there such great hope when we get two serious cards like this? There's going to be some fun and there's going to be some games involved. And children, we're actually going to be giving birth to some kind of new reality, Taurus. That's what is showing for you when we look at these three cards in their totality. Some kind of new life, some kind of new way forward. So that is the sign of Taurus. We will move on and we will do the sign of Gemini next. Let's see where we get here. Aries, Taurus, Gemini. And what have we got for the sign of Gemini? What's happening for the twins people in this reading about the new moon and the total solar eclipse in December 2020. Oh, I don't have to shuffle for too long there. Two cards fell out. That's the top one. Ignore that one for a minute. We'll bring that out as the second one. 10 of Pentacles. Right, we're getting very powerful cards coming through all the time. Tons and tons of higher heart chakra pink here, but even more gold. And 10 of Pentacles, there's a lot of gold there. Now this card really is often seen as an invitation to take a rest, just to step back from things. And maybe Gemini, the energy is just going to be too much, too crazy for you guys when we actually come through this solar eclipse and the new moon. One good thing about the new moon is that that is when the moon energy, the lunar energy, is at an absolute lull. Things really slow down. Nothing ever stops, you know, the universe is always moving. But this is when things actually slow down and stop just a little bit as the new moon gets her boots on. And when we're talking about launching plans based on moon phases, it's never great to launch a plan right on the new moon, even though it's such a great time of new beginnings. That really is the time to make your final sort of last adjustments to your plans before you launch them. And we say to people, launch your projects, launch your plans when the moon is maybe 2-3 days after new moon. When the moon is a couple of % in the sky, just so it's visible basically, so you can actually see her energy in the sky. 10 of Pentacles says it's going to be absolutely amazing, but do take a rest, okay? This card is also a reminder that we've all got people in the spirit world, ancestral energies, looking over us, looking after us, and trying to make things good around us. So, for the sign of Gemini, this came out as well. So this is telling us yet more about the 10 of Pentacles. And this time we've got Major Arcana as the second card, as the explanation card, telling us more about what the 10 of Pentacles is all about for Gemini in this reading for the new moon in December 2020 and the total solar eclipse. 21, the World. It's the ultimate card in the Major Arcana. This says you've got it all. This says it's great. So even though this is a 10, this is actually a step up for it. And it's not the kind of step up that just goes in one lump, if you will. We've actually stepped up to 20 and then we've embarked on the third leg of the journey, you know. So your plans are really going to boom and take off. So do take that rest, Gemini. That's going to be important to you. Higher heart chakra pink all over the place and gold all over the places. Again, those are the predominant colours. There's so much going on in these cards though. Look at this lady here. You know, it's all coming around her head. It's like a halo around her head. And she's got a typewriter. So maybe write things down. If you've got ambitions to make stuff happen on the internet, I would say that's an indication that that could go rather well for you, Gemini. So think about that one. It's not a bad time at the moment, actually, to launch things on the internet, because as we come up to Christmas, lots of people are advertising internet services and cheap deals on websites and things to get you moving. This is, you know, it's because they're so kind, of course, but it's not real kindness. It's because they're trying to grab your money and get your business. But this is going to be a great launch, you know, if you just wait, take that rest, wait just that couple of days until the new moon is actually visible in the sky. When she's 2 or 3% full, that's the time to launch. And what a launch it could be, Gemini, if you want to make it so. You guys have got such far-reaching minds, such deep mindsets, and yet you've got that twin energy that kind of, you can either push yourself forward or hold yourself back a little bit if you need to. I would say hold yourself back just a little bit. It's never good to hold yourself back, but just kind of take it pretty easy. Because look, you don't need to worry. You've got 10 sparkling gold pentacles going on for you here at all levels, ground level and right up in the sky. Pentacles everywhere. It's looking absolutely great. And then we've got the World card, which pretty much says you can kind of choose what you want to do. You know, all the energies are there. It's like the other end of the journey from the Magician. So let's have a shuffle of Ask an Angel and see what these beautifully made angel cards are going to tell us about the sign of Gemini in this reading, all about the new moon and the total solar eclipse in December 2020. Tell us some more for Gemini, please. Okay. 2 came off, but this is the one that I sort of jumped into my hand. And this is Dark Night of the Soul, Cassiel. And I'm relating this more to the 10 of Pentacles energy than I am here. This is just so positive, you know. Now, the 10 of Pentacles, of course, is very positive as well. Something seems a bit negative about this card, but it would be a mistake to think it's a negative card, because Cassiel is telling us about the Dark Night of the Soul. It's not saying the long dark night of the soul, and that's often how we see it, isn't it? We see it as the long dark night of the soul. Not so, because the energy Cassiel brings to this is that you go through that dark night of the soul awakes refreshed. And if you're having difficult dreams and waking up feeling exhausted, Gemini, or anybody else watching, actually, then do please ask your angels, ask the gods, if you will, before you go to bed at night, to allow you to wake up feeling refreshed. That request will be heeded. They're pretty good like that, the divine forces. But you do need to ask to make it happen. And just use that dark night to sleep it off. Okay? That's really the main thing about the 10 of Pentacles, apart from all the abundance we see here, is the need to make the most of that abundance by being able to come to things in a fresh way. By the way, I've got a nice fresh tablecloth. I washed it today. It isn't totally 100% dry yet, if I'm honest, but the cats haven't been on it yet. I'm sure they'll be on it later as soon as I go out of the room. But I've got a nice fresh start here. Make this fresh start happening by making the most of this dark night here. And if you've got grief in your heart, if you've got sorrow in your heart, look at this healing coming here. This is a kind of a Christian cross, right? And this is reminding me actually of the Star of Bethlehem as I look at this card in this particular reading. And it's coming right over this lady's heart. And the reason I see that as the Star of Bethlehem is it's a bright, bright star that's going to shine into her heart. And a big part of the energy behind this new moon and total solar eclipse that we're having in December 2020 is that it is 1 week before we get the Saturn and Jupiter conjunct in the sky, making such a bright star as we haven't seen since the Star of Bethlehem. So lots of beautiful colours in this card actually. It doesn't look quite so colourful next to these two, but it really is when you take it in its own right. So take that one to heart, Gemini, okay? And, you know, be prepared for good things to come into your heart. The dark night of the soul is most certainly coming to an end for you, but there'll have been great lessons that you've learned as you've gone along the path going through this dark night of the soul, and I'm sorry if you've been through things like that. Doesn't sound like any fun to me, but wow, this does. 21, the world, it's looking great. Okay, so there we go for the sign of Gemini. Okay, Cancer now. let us see what we've got for the sign of Cancer. This has been pretty exciting stuff so far, actually. Aries, Taurus and Gemini are really in for a big ride here, I can see. So let's have a shuffle of the Starman and see what cards are going to come out for the sign of Cancer at this time. Give us a card, please, to be the main card in this reading for the sign of Cancer in December 2020, as we come up to the new moon in Sagittarius and the solar eclipse, and it's the High Priestess. Okay, the strong, powerful progress energy continues here with the High Priestess. There she is, sitting in all her glory. A lot of green energy here. Now, the High Priestess is a very powerful character, no doubt about it, and we can actually see the two pillars represented here from the Kabbalistic kind of Bina and Chokmah. That's why it says B and J on the pillars in the more traditional decks. The Tree of Life basically has two columns up the sides, which are the way most people find their way to, how can we put it, experiencing divine oneness, I suppose. The journey of life, really, you know, the Tree of Life. You can either go up the male pillar, which I believe is Chokmah, or the female pillar, which is Bina, or you can go straight up the middle, and that brings you out at a place called Darth, which is just below the divine sphere, where Metatron sits right at the top of the Tree of Life, and that's represented by this here. So Cancer, you actually get the chance to go shooting up and making really, really fast progress here. It's card number 2 in the Major Arcana, so it is very early in the journey. But the good thing is, although we don't actually know what's all going on way back in the background here, and this is very far in the distance at the back, and kind of up in the sky as well, we don't actually know what's there. We don't know what on earth this is all about. There's great divine mystery going on here. All these geometric shapes and flame patterns as well. But we do know that it looks beautiful, and it's this lovely calm green colour. And the point about the High Priestess is we can trust the journey when we get the High Priestess. So Cancer, be willing to trust the journey, okay? I can see things blasting off for you guys as well. So important to trust that journey. So important to do everything you can from a place of trust. And that's why it's kind of good to be in touch with your angels. Be in touch with everything that really, really matters to you. Okay, tell us some more about the High Priestess in this reading for the sign of Cancer, please. Tell us some more about the High Priestess for Cancer at new moon and solar eclipse, December of 2020. What have we got here? We've got the Two of Wands. This is telling us some more. Now this is another number 2. So we've got the 2 of the High Priestess, and we've got the 2 of the Two of Wands here. Not going to worry too much about what people think of when you mention number 2s. That's not the point at all. Although it does show a certain kind of earthy groundedness to the whole thing, doesn't it? And so do the wands, you know. There's a very grounded feeling about the wands here. We've got these different coloured drips coming down from the top here. Wonder what they're all about. And I do hope this card is showing in the camera, actually. Let me just check. Oh, it's not showing as much as I'd like it to. Okay, let's bring it forward a bit there. I'm never sure about camera angles, you know. So, really powerful energy here coming up from the earth. And these amazing colours coming down from the sky. But what are they all about? Well, Cancer, you're going to be finding out. That's where the journey is actually taking you guys. That's what it's actually all about for you guys with that Cancer energy at this time. But Two of Wands, things are definitely happening. And the thing to do is allow yourself to go on that journey, okay? That's what the Two of Wands is really all about. The energy's happening, things are blowing in the wind, change is coming, whether you're ready, whether you feel ready for it or not. Spiritually, you are ready for it, so be willing to actually go forward and make stuff happen. That's the message. This character here is not looking straight ahead, he's kind of looking over here, but the point is, he isn't looking behind. That's what really matters here. Or is it a she? She's wearing a skirt, so I guess it's a she. But she isn't looking behind. That's what really matters, okay? When you get to this point, almost got a blindfold on here. That's usually an image in this card of the Two of Wands. And so you might not know everything that you feel you need to know, but the universe is ready to support you, and the universe is ready to guide you. Let's slide that one down. And we will have a look also at an angel card as well for you guys to see what comes out from Ask an Angel. So tell us what the angels have to say in this reading for the sign of Cancer. As we come up to new moon, December 2020, let's have a card, please, telling us more about this reading for the sign of Cancer. And this one definitely comes into my hands here. And here it is. It's Passion. It's Nathaniel. I'm just going to check the camera again. Can't really see enough in this camera. Let me just kind of change things a little bit. No, the focus won't change. No, there you go. It's one of those things. Maybe that's part of the message. Don't change your focus, okay? Whatever you're passionate about, Cancers, at this point in your journey and at this time in your life, your passions are really going to be coming to life. It does mean taking this unknown journey. So things are going to take an unexpected twist. And of course, the Two of Wands is saying that certain unexpected things are going to be part of the picture, things you didn't really know about, but you learn about them, Cancer, as you go forward and as you go along. We've got 3 pentagrams down here, 3 little pentagrams, and they're swimming towards the big pentagram in the big fiery heart in the middle. So this is the unknown, but it's all good, you know, lots of powerful energy, lots of potency in this card. So that is what we've got for Cancer. High Priestess, 2 of Wands. So, you know, keep the faith, make the journey, make it happen, and that is the sign of Cancer, which brings us to, I'm just going to have a little move around of things on my table here, which brings us to the sign of Leo. And I just get these ones I'm just going to pile them up over here a little bit, because we like to keep the energy going, but we also like to have an actual table that we can do a reading on. That helps no end. So what have we got now for the sign of Leo? Let's have the main card, please, from the Starman Tarot in this reading for the sign of Leo, which is all about the big energy shift coming in on the 14th of December 2020 with that new moon and that amazing solar eclipse. What have we for Leo? Here we go. Came up inverted. It's the 6 of Wands inverted, Leo. So I guess this is kind of, you know, someone's not going to be too willing to cooperate as we go along on this journey. I feel this is someone around you, Leo, rather than you yourselves. There's a feeling of reluctance about it. But let's turn it round. Let's look at it this way. We've got that magical number 6. And, you know, this is what you're actually going to have to do. You're going to have to turn it round, Leo, because with the number 6, if it's upside down, it's the number 9. So it's the wrong number, you know. And you don't want to phone a wrong number when you're trying to kind of be in touch with the galaxies and in touch with the universe and all the divine powers. You want things bang on the money. So 6 of Wands there. Be willing to turn things around. That's really what you're going to have to do. That's the energy of the new moon, though. You do get that couple of days before the moon is full in the sky to really start understanding the energy and understanding what's coming to you. There are going to be dreams, absolutely for certain there are going to be dreams. And we've got this expanse of what looks like water here. It's kind of difficult to tell with this deck, but that really does look like green water. So lower heart chakra green energy there for sure, and the green energy of the earth all involved in the picture. But it's a wand card and it's a 6 of Wands. We're well and truly into the journey of wands here, into the journey of things happening. So let's pop that down and say, Starman Tarot, if you will, give us some more please about this card, the 6 of Wands, and give us some significance for what it means in this reading for the sign of Leo at new moon at solar eclipse December 2020. Cut the deck, they say. So cut the deck, they say. So cut it, I will. Gosh, I'm the world's worst shuffler. I really am. That's why I take my time with it. What we got on top here? Let's have a look at what we got on top. And it's number 8 and it's strength. And this one is the right way up. So you see, we got this card inverted, the 6 of Wands, and we got strength the right way up. Strength number 8 in the major arcana. So quite early in the journey here, and you are going to have to actually use all your strength to make things happen the way they're meant to happen. That's important, Leo. Really, really is. There's no point having the strength if you don't use it, you see. Again, we've got that idea of closing one door in order to let another door open. And we've got 2 lions here. This card looks a bit like the Chariot. So that adds itself to the meaning of strength. in this particular deck, in the Starman Tarot deck. It is a number 8, so we've got as above, so below, most certainly. And so that divine journey, that spiritual journey needs to be here happening. But it's in this case, you see, it's being drawn along by the 2 lions, and there's no actual chariot there. She herself is the chariot. So that is you, Leo, as far as I can see in this one. So there we go. 6 of Wands and number 8, strength. Again, amazing things happening. Again, really powerful energy. Again, let's ask the angels. Let's have some more significance, please, for the sign of Leo in this reading, which is all about what's going to be happening to Leo in and around the energy of the new moon and the total solar eclipse on the 14th of December 2020. And we have Archangel Chamuel, divine love. Well, this is great. This could very well be a relationship if you're looking for one, you know. Not everyone is looking for a relationship all the time. I kind of, you know, it's not that I wouldn't like a relationship, but sometimes you find yourself in a place in life where, you know, life is good as it is, or maybe it's not so great, but you can see yourself making progress, and the last thing you want to do is get involved in a relationship. Maybe, maybe not, but this is divine love, you know. This is love that really, really, truly does know no bounds at all. And we've got this amazing image here, and this makes me think of all the organs in the human body. That's not really what it's there for, but I see a different thing in every card, in every different reading, and that's what I'm seeing in this one, the organs of the body. So, Leo, eat good stuff, basically, all right, because there's going to be an almighty blast of energy coming in for you guys, as we see here. And you need to love yourself, you know, look after yourself as much as you can. And when you do that, you are, in fact, in tune with the highest of energies, because we've got the top end of the caduceus here, shining down over these 2 people. A winged heart, yeah, a heart with wings. So let your heart have wings, Leo. Be as loving as you can to people around you for sure, but love yourself, and then you'll be in tune with Archangel Chamuel, who has put his divine wing of protection around you. That is looking so good for Leo. All looking very good so far. We did start with an inverted card, but the whole thing about inverted cards is we get the chance to actually turn them around the right way again. We can turn that 9 into a 6, and that might mean we've stepped back a little bit, but who cares, you know. Sometimes you take a step forward, sometimes you take a step back. That's our crazy journey through life, and that's how it works. And that, of course, brings us to the sign of Virgo. So, oh, look, one's just flown out by itself there. That really makes it a lot quicker and a lot easier when I don't have to shuffle so much. 10 of Wands, another wand card, and this is for the sign of Virgo. Right, this is a real complicated one here. 10 of Wands, a lot of energy going on, and one last push to really get to where you need to be in so many ways. Also, cutting cords with the past is going to be important here, because Virgo, you've got this massive staircase to climb, this mountain to climb, you could almost say. And there's no point in kind of hanging about. There's no point in putting things off, because you have got this massive staircase that you really need to climb up to actually get into the flow of energy that's flowing for you already. You know, whenever we try and join up with the celestial flow of things, we are totally in tune with the universe. But sometimes we haven't actually made the physical connection in our own minds that that's what we need to be in tune with. So that's what we need to be looking for. Okay, really important, this one, Virgo. Now, cutting cords with the past is not an easy thing to do a lot of the time, but it's something that we do have to do to make progress, because, as I so often say in this readings, the past is old news. And if you cut a cord that you didn't really need to cut, if you cut a cord with something good, that cord will grow back when the time is right. But for the meantime, cut those cords, you know, and be free with the cord cutting, Virgo, because you need to get up that staircase. It's a long, heavy, stony staircase, and there are no handrails. That's the thing. Nothing to hold on to. You've just got to go for it and get up there. And that, yeah, I could almost say you've got to make things happen. The universe is what's really going to make things happen for you for this one, Virgo. But you've got to actually, you know, walk up those stairs to get into that energy field that's going to make it happen. Now then, let's say to the Starman Tarot, tell us more, please. about what's going to be happening for the sign of Virgo in this reading, all about the new moon energy and the solar eclipse on 14th of December 2020. And here we have this one. It's the King of Swords. Whoa, the King of Swords. A bit of a fearful figure, the King of Swords, because what we have to do now is make a decision of some kind, and it's probably not going to be an easy decision. It very rarely is when you get a king of anything involved, because you have got that strong masculine kind of feeling behind it when you get the king. Kings, all the kings really tell us something about the flow of abundance as well. Kings are willing to spend money and use their resources. They kind of have to. It's kind of part of their position. So, you know, I'm trying to think how to best put this. Let's have a closer look. I suppose you've got to take the bull by the horns. That's what I really feel from this card in this reading at this time for you guys, Virgo, okay? And again, we were talking about cutting cords here and needing to get up this staircase. Well, you won't get there unless you actually allow the energy to keep flowing and you actually allow yourself to stay in tune with that abundance. Massive amounts of lightning here, and the king looks again a bit like the Chariot card. That keeps coming on up. But I suppose the whole tarot is about the spiritual journey that we have as we go through this life. So why not? Rather Chariot-like, but only one mythical creature actually pulling the chariot at this time. Looks very fierce. Looks like he's going to pull the chariot, no problem. And over here we have got, what is that? Looks to me like a hurdy-gurdy. But then, you know, I'm into crazy musical instruments from the past, so I suppose I would think that. But it has got that violin-y kind of a shape, okay? So make your music, Virgo, you know? Don't keep that light to yourself. Actually let your music sing out into the universe. Actually sing if you can. Actually sing if you think you can't sing, because everybody can sing, you know? It's just that some of us were in a choir at school or something and got told that we couldn't sing. Or maybe we had parents that just didn't like any noise going on in the house or something. But every human being can sing one way or another, okay? So let your music be a real thing, okay? Get those chords cut. You've got the King of Swords with that sword energy to cut through those chords and make the Ten of Wands things happen for you. So Virgo, another one's just fallen out of the deck. How very convenient. This is the angel card to go with these two cards for the sign of Virgo. This is Archangel Uriel, and it's alchemy. And it's alchemy happening at Archangel level. Plays into the King of Swords a lot here. We've got all these lightning-y streaks all about alchemy. But look, there's a great, powerful fire burning around Uriel in this card. And although it's a green, earthy kind of fire, it turns into real cosmic, orange, red-hot, beautiful flames fanning around, you know. And they're not actually burning him, that's the thing. And so as you need to cut those cords, and as you need to be the King of Swords and really, you know, make yourself cut through them, you're not going to be damaged by that. It's just going to be it's going to be increasing the power of the fire of energy that's around you, Virgo. So that looks like pretty good news to me. It really does. Okay. Very powerful reading this so far. So such powerful energies coming in at the moment. Libra time. Let's see what we've got for Libra. So I'll shuffle the Starman and say, give me a card for the sign of Libra, please, to be the main card in this reading, all about the new moon on the 14th of December and the total solar eclipse that goes with it. The Hierophant. Oh, right, time to consult your higher self. It's not the same spelling of higher, but I guess that's what it means, because that is what's coming to me in this reading for you guys, Libra. Okay, balance is always so important. And in the more traditional Rider-Waite version of this, we get kind of two people kneeling down in front of the Hierophant. In Tarot in Wonderland, the Hierophant is actually a Cheshire Cat. The thing is, it's your higher self as much as anything. He's represented as a priest in his purple robe there, a very divine kind of a priest. But a really good priest will just kind of get you in touch with your own feelings, your own desires, your own kind of journey in life, I suppose. Here we've got the two figures over at one side, gleaming in the light. And that light shows that it really is their higher selves that's important in all this. Now then, purple robe, showing great divinity there, also showing that healing is possible. So Libra, I see this all as about finding balance for yourself, which you guys kind of love so much and are so happy with. But as much as anything, being able to continue with your journey, because the energy is so powerful, as we've seen in all the other spreads so far in this reading. Very, very powerful. You don't need me to tell you that about a solar eclipse. It's bound to be powerful, I guess. But it is a new moon solar eclipse. So again, for you guys, Libra, I'm saying you've got time to work things out. And it's going to be important to do that. Because we've got a lamb here, you see. And the lamb is obviously feeling safe and protected. So that's your more gentle side. That's what you're allowed to nurture. That's what you've got time to do with the Hierophant showing through here. Let's just have another shuffle of the Starman deck and see what comes out. Give me a card to tell us some more about number 5, the Hierophant, in this reading for the sign of Libra. Tell us some more. Oh, one's jumped out again. It is number 5, you see. It's gone, you know, it's halfway to the number 10 of the first level of completion. It's early in the journey. You guys are going to have time to actually, I wouldn't say rest exactly, but to, you know, to work on that part of yourself that you really need to understand for things to work. We've got the 10 of Cups to add significance for that one. So now we are on the 10 of completion, and I guess this is the prize. The 10 of Cups, it's all about what you want, what you long for, and what you desire. And it's really quite passionate, isn't it? We've got a lot of fire burning up in the sky here, but not burning the characters who are safely down below here. But all the energy is pouring out of the cups onto the head. And this is where the things you desire, the things you need, actually are what attracts abundance into you in the first place. A lot of people kind of feel, because it's the way of the world, I guess, that, you know, money goes to money, success goes to success. And if you're the average Sid, the average person in the street, or a female name would be better than Sid for this, actually. But you know what I mean? If you're Jane Doe, basically, you might feel like you're always going to be Jane Doe. And that is a belief that holds people back, you know. It's a self-limiting belief, and it's also a self-fulfilling prophecy, because it's those needs, it's those desires that actually end up pouring the light down onto your head. So bear that in mind, Librans, when you're actually in this Hierophant bit. You know, just allow yourself to settle, allow yourself to be steady. Don't push yourself particularly hard. Have a nice rest like the lamb here, and that will let this amazing light expression of your higher self come out and actually be the truth and actually make the truth happen for you. So let us have an angel card about that for the sign of Libra in this reading, all about the new moon and the solar eclipse, 14th of December 2020. What have we here? And Hidden Worlds. That's the one, Hidden Worlds, and it's Archangel Raziel. Now then, this lady, she looks to me like she's kind of crying, but she's kind of happy as well at the same time. It's very difficult to tell exactly what's happened, but this looks like the sort of thing that's a very, very welcome realization going on. And that's what you're looking for when you're working with the Hierophant energy, or the Hierophant energy. I've never been quite sure how to pronounce that one, because different readers say it different ways. But it's all about, you know, consulting yourself, and it's getting in touch with your hidden worlds. What is actually hidden within you, and what is hidden in the world around you? That's worth thinking about as well, Libra. It certainly is. We've got 5 gold bangles here, and we've got 5 pointed pentacle stars here again. So in so many ways we have got a kind of a pentacle influence about this card here. And we've also got this bindi spot and these 3 green arrows pointing up from it. And that's heart chakra energy, absolutely for sure. So point your heart to the skies when you're asking yourself these questions, okay? Because, okay, it's saying ask the Hierophant, but that really means ask your higher self. Take time to get in touch with your higher self. It could almost be the Hermit card. So that, my friends, is the sign of Libra. We will move on. I will have a shuffle, and I'm going to ask, please, for the main card in the reading for Scorpio, or in the Scorpio part of this reading, which is all about the new moon energy. all coming in, all about to make big sense to us on the 14th of December 2020 and that big solar eclipse. What have we got for Scorpio? We have got the Seven of Wands, and it came up inverted again, so it's not a straightforward thing, Scorpio. What could ever be straightforward for a Scorpio, really? I feel so sorry for you guys, because you have this need to kind of see things, you know, as if there are like two sides to a thing and you want to know what they both are. And that's a natural thing to do. It's very human. Don't beat yourself up about that, whatever you do. But what you need to do is somehow turn that energy around so we're actually looking at the Seven of Wands. And this, Scorpio, is what's going to actually allow you to get things moving, get things happening, and get on that divine journey. Again, with the wands in this card, they're like rockets shooting up, and they seem to be shooting away, actually, down and away, up and away, sideways and away. But it's as if things are running away from you, as if things are kind of going off without you. The game is on, most certainly, because it's the Eight of Wands, really, where it's game over. This is that the game is on, and that is very much the energy of what's going to be happening for you guys, Scorpio. So it's going to be an intense one for you, but nothing is going to happen unless you bear in mind that this card came up upside down and things do need to turn around. Will they turn around? Well, if they don't turn around this time, they'll turn around next time. That's how these things work every time. Absolutely every time. And there's always another time, you know. So I'm going to shuffle some more and say, tell me more, please, about the Seven of Wands in this reading. Which is, in this part of this reading anyway, which is for the sign of Scorpio around the new moon and total solar eclipse December 2020. What is the top card? It's this one. What does it say? Five of Pentacles. Okay, we're into the Pentacles suit now. Great abundance showing through here, as it always does with the Pentacles energy. Very powerful, but again, halfway through the journey, so you really do need to get this situation turned around. Because at the moment, Scorps, it's like this, and you need to get it the right way up. Five of Pentacles, great progress happening, actually, but you're just not getting in through the door of you know, realising your dreams at this time. And this eclipse isn't just going to get you there on its own, but there is a lot of energy for you to be in that transformational frame of mind and for you to actually get things changing. We've got a snake down on the ground here, but the good news is the snake isn't attacking the character. The snake is kind of slithering over this way to the character on this side, but it looks like a harmless snake to me. It might gobble up any rats or anything that are on the way. So there's good energy, okay, good energy about taking problems away that crop up for you at this time, Scorpio. But the main thing is to actually let things turn around in your own mind. That's how to really transform this situation, is find new ways of thinking about things. Because the Five of Pentacles is great, but it's going nowhere on its own. None of us get anywhere on our own. That's the nature of it, and that's how it rolls. Okay, Scorpio, let us do for you guys an angel card and see what we get. As I say, angels, tell us what is your take, please, on these cards that we have brought up for the sign of Scorpio around the new moon, December 2020. What is it all about? Let's find out what the angels think about that. And this card for Scorpio, conflict resolution. Aha. So Scorpio, have you fallen out with someone? I'm not accusing you particularly, but that does happen with Scorpios sometimes, because very loving characters, really. All the Scorpios I know are brilliant people, but they do tend to fall out with people from time to time. So who have you got to resolve that conflict with? Or, Scorpio, have you got a conflict going on within yourself? Well, the energy is here to resolve it. This is Archangel Raguel, and you can call on him every single time to help you resolve that conflict, whatever it is that's going on within you. We've got fantastic, colourful Merkabas here, lots of spiritual energy, but you see, it's not directed, it's kind of all over the place, and things are swirling. But these symbols are very much like shamanic healing symbols, a little bit like Reiki symbols, actually, a little bit like the Chakra Reiki symbol, but more like the Amadeus shamanic healing energy when we see them curled like that. The thing is, though, they're also a little bit like snails, you know, and they're taking their time. And you can take your time over this conflict resolution, Scorpio. You really can. So give it as much time as it needs. Ask the angels for help, particularly Raguel, who is waiting to help you, most certainly. And that is going to help you solve the internal conflict that's got you guys standing on your heads in the Seven of Wands here. And that is actually going to let you turn that card around. And then the Five of Pentacles, although it's kind of halfway to nowhere, and in a way it's almost stuck in the elevator, once you get this turned around, you can get on with your Pentacles journey into abundance. So focus on resolving that conflict. Raguel is here. Raguel is willing to help. All the angels are. And of course you've got your own particular special guardian angel there as well, Scorpio, and everyone else. So don't be shy. Ask for help. It's there for you. Okay? Now then, let's have some more shuffling going on here with my rather ham-fisted way of shuffling the cards. And I'm going to ask now for a card for myself and for all the other Sagittarians who are watching at the moment. Okay, tell us what's happening with Sagittarius. I'm really, really interested to see what comes up here. And it's this one, and it's the Three of Cups, and it's the right way up. Goodness me, very, very early in the journey towards actually manifesting what we want and making it real. But again, the cups here are upside down and the energy is pouring down. So it's reminding us again that all this divine fire of healing and health and help and general assistance along the spiritual side of life's journey, which is what makes sense of the whole of life's journey, it's being drawn in by the fact that we have these needs. So Sagittarius, some meditation would be good. Look at the fire that comes around these characters when they sit in this yogic position, in this meditative posture, and they raise their hands to the air, asking for great things to come in, begging almost for great things to come in. The great things actually then do come in, because when you meditate, what you're connecting to is every bit as powerful as this fire looks in the top of the card. Very, very powerful image there, Sagittarius. So actually a bit like Scorpio, we're not seeing anything directly being resolved at this point, but we are seeing a lot of energy pushing us towards resolution, and I'm really very glad to see that, actually. Okay, now then, let's have another shuffle and say, tell us more, please, about the Three of Cups in this reading for the sign of Sagittarius, and the energy of the new moon and the total solar eclipse on the 14th of December 2020. Next card is upside down, the Prince of Pentacles. Okay, so again we've got something that where we've got a situation that has to be turned around. Excuse me. We've got a situation that has to be turned around somehow, and I can very much relate to that in my own life, actually. Just to make sense of it, let's look at the card this way around. The journey is we've got to turn this energy around so it's facing the right way in our own life. And it's like a clockwork horse or something. Really very confusing image we've got here at first sight. But when we look closer, there are clues. And this is the thing. When it's like this, it's very, very hard to understand. But when we start contemplating it, we start seeing answers. There are 3 tree trunks here, not 4, 3 tree trunks. And the horse is standing on 3 of them. But there's a tree trunk missing. Or maybe this horse just needs to have one of its legs a bit longer at the front here so it can reach the ground. But the point is, more is needed, more needs to come. And that isn't a problem because we've got the scroll here, yeah, and we're also dealing with the Royal Prince of Pentacles energy. It's not the most kind of forward thrusting energy. The horse looks like it's come to a standstill here. And it's not as powerful as what we saw with the King of Pentacles earlier on in this reading. But it's earthy, you see. The tree trunks are earthy. So stand on your own 2 feet, most certainly. But be aware that you might not feel all that sure-footed, Sagittarius. And, you know, that's one of the things that makes this card feel really upside down and makes this energy feel upside down for Sagittarians at the time. But look at this, it's kind of like a loudspeaker, you know, it's the kind of speaker you get with your stereo, only it's a light speaker rather than a sound speaker, and it's firing out light, it's showing the answers, it's showing the way. But think about that speaker energy as well. Saggy, are you speaking your truth? That's something to think of. we've seriously got some turquoise swirls going on right down at the bottom here. And that's the colour of speaking your truth. That's the throat chakra. So think about clearing that one, Sagittarius. That's going to make such a difference to you. But it's a clockwork horse. It's crazy. Very hard to understand. But maybe you need the advice of an expert, Sagittarius. And only you know if that's true for you. Because an expert can help you make sense of all this. You would need a real, amazingly expert clockmaker to work out how this horse's brain actually works, to get it moving, to get it galloping. And so again, it's upside down because things need to be fixed, and it's a long journey to fix them. So don't expect everything to be resolved overnight, Sagittarius, but meditate, reach up, because the cups are actually pouring down what you need here, and things are going to be moving on pretty fast, I'm sure, once you actually get past whatever the blockage is at the moment. Speak your truth and listen to what other people are saying to you as well. I'm the world's worst for that, actually. Look out and you know, look out for kind of advice, you know, things in life that just crop up and happen that help you to understand situations. Look out for that. And what have the angels to say for Sagittarius in this reading? All about their new moon and the total solar eclipse energy coming in on the 14th of December 2020. What have we? We have joy. Ooh, the card's falling out of my hand. We've got joy here, and stillness fell out at the same time. Let's bring out Cassiel's stillness. So these two angel cards, both for Saggy here. Joy. Okay, this lady again looks like she's been crying. This isn't the happiest looking card, this one, but you can see the joy in it. You can see that kind of she's opening her eyes rather tearfully, and the butterfly is coming up towards her. So things are looking pretty good. She's also got this pear-shaped jewel on her throat chakra. So there's that kind of magical drop of energy coming around to heal those throat chakra issues. Turquoise wings as well, you know. So Ramaela is the angel, and she is inviting you to be actually joyful, to actually let good things happen to you. Don't expect the worst. And Saggies are the world's worst for expecting the worst. I know, because I am one. We're almost like Geminis in some ways, because we are real radical out there thinkers who come up with grand plans. But at the same time, the Sagittarian energy very often wants to spring back, because we just can't believe that great things are happening. But believe in it and be joyful about it, Saggy. That's Ramaela. We've also got Cassiel, showing another side to it. Green healing energy here, heart chakra energy again. Loads of turquoise in this card. This is very significant for Saggy at this time. And stillness, just take plenty of time is what Cassiel wants you to do. Take plenty of time. Not plenty of time for things to happen, but plenty of time to actually just be still and to listen to what's going on. That's how you're going to know where the advice is taking you. So there we have it, Sagittarius. Now it's Capricorn time. The deck is getting thinner as so many cards have now been drawn, but still there's plenty there. Loads and loads of possibilities as to what might come up for the sign of Capricorn. So give us a card, please, for the sign of Capricorn in this reading, all about the amazing events coming up on the 14th of December 2020, that total solar eclipse, and of course that new moon. What's coming in for the sign of Capricorn? Let's turn over the top one, see what we've got. Three of Swords. There we go. Right, again, early in the journey. As we get later into the sort of progression of the zodiac, we're finding that people are earlier on in their journey, you know. Now, that's no bad thing, actually. That just means there's a lot more rich experiences that can happen to you in your life as you actually go forward. Big question mark on the ground here. That's the first thing that really jumps out at me from this card. We've got this lady who appears to be kind of half buried in the ground. But the good news is she's half out of the ground. And there's this rather mysterious light glowing above her head here. Really strange kind of abstract art image of hair. And it looks like tree, you know, as if the trees are growing out of her head at this point. So loads of ideas coming. And of course ideas are so closely involved with the swords, because the swords are about deciding things. And we can't really decide anything if we've got no idea what to do. Early in the journey, but those decisions need to be made. Now, the Three of Swords is very often something to do with a tragedy that's happened in the recent past. And Capricorn, I guess that's why we're early in your journey here, you know. You've got to think about, you know, the way things have been in recent times, and maybe even think further back to a time of bereavement. How did it affect you? Have you been through something, Capricorn, that just makes you kind of shut yourself down in certain situations? Because what needs to happen is you need to open yourself up in those situations. We've got green and we've got pink. It's kind of turquoise, really, but I'm seeing the green in this turquoise. It looks more green than blue to me, excuse me. Much more green than blue. And the pink paint of the high heart chakra. And the thing you've got to do is actually get the paint on your hand and start splattering it about all over the place. Make that pink count in your life. Make it really happen. Up here, someone has painted a pink heart on this major kind of spaceman figure up here. And we've got the bird looking the other way. So the higher heart, sort of the higher chakra energy is kind of facing, you might almost say, the wrong way at this time. So that's something for you guys to turn around. But again, many mysterious images. You always get that with the Starman, but I'm really drawn to it in this card for you guys, Capricorn, because things are going to be a mystery. We've almost got a sea behind us here, haven't we? It's as if we've got to go across the sea into the unknown. And that's going to be very difficult if we're letting past considerations and past worries actually hold us back. So, Capricorn, do try to free yourself. Do try to look forward as positively as you can. We've got a very rusty looking sword here, but that's just the thing. You know, the swords, whatever happens to them, are very, very strong. And whatever you've been through, these three swords are your resolve, standing firm, standing strong. And long after the things that are worrying you at the moment, the things that are upsetting you at the moment, long after those things have passed, these three swords will still be three swords, and they will still be your resolve. And Capricorn, you will still be you. But we need to strengthen that resolve, I should think. Let's see what the Starman has to say. If I say, tell us more, please, about this reading for the sign of Capricorn as we come up to new moon. Excuse me, as we come up to new moon, December 2020, and the amazing total solar eclipse that goes with it. And we've got number 0, the Sacred Clan. Essentially, the Fool. This is the first card in the major arcana. This is really, really about beginning a new journey. And this plays into the fact that this is the Three of Swords. It's early in the swords journey. It's early in that decision-making idea. And when we've been through a bereavement or something very, very painful, which the Three of Swords suggests, that does kind of set us back. It sets the clock back to 0. And the sooner we realise that, the better, Capricorn. That's important for you guys, okay? Because all the colours of the world are around us. The Fool is stepping off on an amazing journey, but has to watch out for these man trap things here. One of them's got a diamond in it. You'd have to be very brave to pick that diamond up. So Capricorn, all that glitters is not gold. Don't be kind of fooled into rushing into anything, I guess. That's what we've got to say. Just because this is early in a journey, and just because you've kind of got this stuff to get over, doesn't mean nothing can happen, but it does say, take your time. It does say, be gentle with yourself, you know. Don't push yourself too hard, whatever you do. So let's do an angel card for Capricorn now and see what comes out of the Ask an Angel deck by the amazing Tony Carmine Salerno. He's a painter, you know. He paints all the time, and every now and again he organises some of his paintings into a deck. He doesn't just deliberately kind of paint decks. That's what's really amazing about him. And we've got this one for Capricorn, forgiveness. So this, in conjunction with the Three of Swords, is asking you who you need to forgive. Maybe Capricorn, maybe you need to forgive yourself. Okay, you're not going to get out of this feeling of mourning, a feeling of being concerned for the past, unless you actually forgive yourself. And that is very often going to involve forgiving other people as well. But forgiving is the best thing you can do spiritually. It undoes all the kind of knots in your stomach, as it were. It undoes all the unpleasantnesses, all the hard things. And a car has just driven past. Hope that didn't disturb things too much. Forgiveness lights this fire in the heart. And this is Archangel Zadkiel telling you to do this. Okay, so this is orders from a higher place. most certainly. And just look how kind of gentle, how pastel-y the colours of this fire that are burning in this lady's heart here are. It's a gentle thing, okay? Forgiveness has to be, but it's really going to get things moving on in your journey. And you are beginning a new journey here, Capricorn. That's what the Sacred Clown is all about. Okay, and you might feel a bit of a clown trying to start something new after everything you've been through, Capricorn. But don't worry about it. We all feel like that a lot of the time. A lot of us feel like total jokers. And the way to make progress is just to kind of understand and see that everyone's joking a bit if they really think they're going to make something of their lives. And yet, nearly all of us manage to do it at some time or another. Those of us that don't manage to do it just aren't doing the forgiveness, aren't kind of allowing situations to turn around. So that's for you guys, Capricorn. What have we got for Aquarius, I wonder? Let's just shuffle around a bit here and say, what have I got for the sign of Aquarius for new moon and total solar eclipse December 2014? King of Cups. Now then, this is positive in so many ways. Whenever we get a cup card, there is sometimes misery associated with it, okay? It is what we long for. It is what we desire. And very often, it's something we can't have. That's a fact. But the King of Cups can make it happen, because it is that regal, that royal energy that's happening again. There is a lot of blue in this card, and I'm seeing divine protection in that blue. Excuse me. Oh, I would start hiccuping right at the end of a reading, wouldn't I? Anyway, for Aquarius, healing is obviously a big part of this, but protection, you know, is what allows the healing to happen. That's a fact. And that's what allows the cups, which again are turned on their head, to really kind of look, they're blasting off like a space rocket here or something, lifting the King of Cups high into the sky. Really positive, you know. And we've actually got a cup that's the right way up here. So all is not lost. Whatever you might feel, Aquarius, okay, there is a lot to fight for here. And we've got the eye on this cup as well, looking out with sort of one beady eye from the middle of the chalice there. And so what it is that you desire is actually a big part of how you see the world at this point in time, Aquarius. That is, that is really quite a deep thing to say, isn't it? But I'm sure it's actually true. And as there is some turquoise, I am going to say, speak your truth. It's the only way to get the things done that you want to get done. It's important in relationships. It's important in love. And it's just important to be honest with yourself. That's so important as well. Are the things you're desiring kind of taking over your life? Are they ruling over you? Think of this as a third eye and look inside yourself and ask yourself, Aquarius, what do you really want? And where do you really want it to take you as well? That's very important to think about. So let's shuffle up and say, tell us more about the King of Cups in this spread for the sign of Aquarius at new moon and solar eclipse December 2014. What have we? Upside down, it's the Two of Swords. And much like the Two of Wands, actually, this shows that progress is happening. It's, you know, it's a reverse card, so maybe the progress isn't happening right now, Aquarius, but it can happen, you know, and it will happen if you let it. That's what's really important here. It will actually happen if you let it. So your journey is to kind of turn round this situation here. And with the Two of Swords, again, you've got to kind of make that decision, like in the Two of Wands, where you've got to act without, you know, knowing any more information. Here, you've got to make a decision without knowing any more information based on what you already know. And it came up inverted. So are you putting it off, Aquarius? There's no point putting it off. Turn it round, make it happen, okay? And then the King of Cups, all those things you long for, all those things you desire, will actually start making sense. There's like a mirror image here in between these two patterns, you know? And that shows, it's a bit like the figure of 8 showing as above, so below. It's, you know, it's sides rather than above and below. But there are two sides to absolutely everything. You might only be aware of and be familiar with one side of it, and that might be what's holding you back. But be willing to actually act. Be willing to make something happen in terms of the Two of Swords and in terms of your journey through life, which really is important, super important. Let's see what the angels have got to say in this spread for the sign of Aquarius at solar eclipse and new moon December 2020. Yep, that's the one. Okay, Archangel Jeremiah, clarity. Okay, now so you're seeking clarity, and that's why this fella's upside down. That's the problem there. Seeking for clarity. Well, nothing is ever really clear straight off the hook, you know, straight off when you're looking for answers. Nothing is ever really clear if it's anything important, you know. So keep on looking up at the skies. We've got healing energy all over this card. That's the thing. Healing is coming in. You will get some clarity. No point having all that energy that's going off with the new moon and the solar eclipse unless it's going to bring you something positive. Okay, Aquarius, and it's bringing you clarity. That is the best thing you can have. And as you get that clarity into your mind, this is going to turn around, and then things are going to get royal, and things are really going to get moving. Okay, so now we come to the sign of Pisces. Let's see what we've got for Pisces in this spread. All about the new moon energy and the total solar eclipse, 14th of December 2020. What have we got? Top card is the King of Wands, royal energy, and this really looks like things are on the move. The last few cards we've had have suggested that there's been a hold up with something. Maybe we'll find there's been a hold up here for the sign of Pisces. You guys are so compassionate. I know you'll kind of wait for people. You might need to cut the cords. You might need to be kind of kingly and make things happen. But we've got the power of life and death here, really, because these are like embryos. Two little embryos, and maybe more embryos going down off the card here. This is new life coming into being, and the lightning is coming out of the new life that's coming into being. This is all about inspiration, and the King of Wands, again, it's that royal energy. It's someone who is really able to get things done, who is a very commanding person, and so having drawn this card, Pisces, you have that strong ability to birth your ideas into reality, and that is a fact. Let's see what else comes up for the sign of Pisces in this reading. All about solar eclipse, all about new moon, December the 14th 2020. What have we got on top? We have got the Five of Swords. There it is. Okay, and this sort of came out like sideways, so it's neither upside down or the right way up. And it is number 5. It's halfway through that journey of the swords here. So again, we're halfway to nowhere. But we certainly aren't stuck in the lift, because look at all this energy waiting to happen for Pisces, waiting to actually drive things forward. Now these swords are looking like they're trying to stab someone, trying to stab a demon almost. So you're going to have to really face your demons in the decision making. And you might actually have to walk over some people to get to where you want to be. Now, none of us like the idea of walking over people. It's all about love and light, it really is. But these are influences in your life that have passed by. Sometimes that's people, sometimes that's activities, work, things we used to do. You need to be moving on to the new. And this is only kind of halfway through the journey at this point. And that's going to be a difficult thing to do, it really is. But look how fiery the swords are. Okay, they're ready to do business. Things are ready to happen. Again, it's about decisions because it's the swords. So be willing to actually let the swords rain down to sort this thing out and to get the truth happening. And it's the truth down on the ground here, and it's the truth up in the sky here, indicated by turquoise. They're trying to join together. Some healing needs to happen here to make it real. But Pisces, let's see what the angels have to say for you guys. Give us an angel card. Tell us what the angels think for the sign of Pisces in this reading, all about new moon and total solar eclipse, December 2020. And the card is special message, guardian angel. And this is what's going to break the deadlock, you know. Now you've got the King of Wands here who can get things done, and that is you, Pisces. You can get those things done. You can make those things happen. And we've got special message, okay? This is all about inspiration, and this is from your guardian angel, who can be any of the angels, but is most definitely whoever she is, whoever he is, for you personally. It's your guardian angel. Listen to your dreams, Pisces, okay? I'm always saying that to people. It's so important, whoever you are, whatever sign you are, or wherever you are in life, because our dreams are how the higher realms actually communicate with us, and how these amazing spiritual concepts become real to us. But your guardian angel is reaching out to you at this time, Pisces, and will make great sense of all the craziness we see in these cards. So with that, I'm going to say thanks very much for watching. It's been a bit of a marathon, this one, but as I was saying at the beginning, YouTube has sort of let me into their portal where I can upload things rather faster than I could before. I'm going to do my very best to arrange this into chapters. Hopefully you can kind of just tap along the timeline to where your sign comes in, and then maybe have a look at other signs of maybe people you're in relationships with, maybe friends that you're wondering about. Who knows, you know, that you're in charge of these readings. That's how I like it to be. I often do pick a card readings because I know you can be your own psychic. But we've got this full moon. No, we haven't. We've got this new moon really almost upon us, right on our tails at the moment. And, of course, a solar eclipse. Very directive, so I let the cards direct me today. Really appreciate you guys watching. Thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed this one. Leave me a comment. Always great to share the journey. Hit that subscribe button, please, guys. It helps the channel no end. Only takes a couple of minutes to do. And with that, I'm going to thank you again for watching. I'm going to say take good care of yourselves, friends. I'll be back soon with more readings. Hopefully more live readings as we go on as well, because that seems to be something else YouTube are finally letting me do nice and easy at the present time. So I look forward to that. Do look in whenever there's a video, okay? We're drawn to each other cosmically. That's how it works. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Have a good one, friends. Love, light, blessings, and peace.